Thank you, Dr. Miller. Our next speaker, our guest speaker this evening, is Mr. David Goode. He is currently a senior marketing manager for Cisco, one of the world's largest networking companies. He has over 25 years of marketing experience spanning the entertainment, hospitality, education, and software industries. In 2008, he was judged as one of the top 20 speakers in the world in Toastmasters International speech competition. He enjoys inspiring and entertaining in his blog, Short Stories to the Point. And this popular blog evolved into a book entitled Getting to the Point. All proceeds from this book go to cancer research. Tonight, he will be making a point about finding an opportunity where you are. Please join me in welcoming David Goode.
Congratulations on this milestone in your education. Christopher, you got it exactly right. Employees are not looking for people who will do the minimum. They want people on their team that are going to be driven to succeed. So not only did you learn a lot here in your classes at ITT Tech, you did learn a lot in your classes, didn't you? Okay. You set a goal and you achieved it. And I assume this is all about career advancement, right? Did anybody here take classes just to meet some new friends? Right? No? It's a lot of work. Lonely? No? Great. It's about career advancement. And one of the things that you're going to be judged on is not necessarily your past, but your potential. So some of you here are going to be looking for a job at a brand new company. Or you may be looking for a job in the company where you are. Maybe that job doesn't exist yet and you're going to invent the job for yourself. But I want you to imagine right now that you're there for that interview, that hiring manager. You're sitting out in the lobby with the other candidates for the job. And you're sizing them up. Go ahead, look left and right. Go ahead, look. They all have about the same experience, roughly the same education, maybe even the same skill set. So what's going to set you apart and make them want to hire you? By definition, you haven't done this job before, so you don't know exactly what you're up against. And on your side of the desk, you got to make them believe that based on your achievements, your previous experience, and your education, that you can do that job. And what are they doing on the other side of the desk? They're assessing risk. Is this person going to fail on me? Are they really going to live up to it? So what you have to do is convince them. Tell a story with your resume. And the story in your resume exists between the gaps in the lines. How you moved from one position to the other. Why you left that company and went to that other one. And you tell a story about solving problems and adding value. And you do it with enthusiasm. Most hiring managers won't take a chance on you if you show that kind of enthusiasm. Now I'll give you a quick example. I was working for a startup company in Santa Clara named Integrity, and I'm sure that none of you have heard of it. It no longer exists. But at the time, I was the VP of marketing. Big fish, little pond. My job was to generate leads for the sales team. And I was measured on delivering 1,000 leads per month for a sales team of 10. And I was doing a pretty good job at that. But I kind of reached that ceiling. They weren't willing to pay me any more money, and I was kind of looking for something else. And I interviewed for a job at WebEx. Now, WebEx at the time had 2,500 employees. I was going for a company of 50 employees, 2,500. And I remember the day that I was having that interview with the final person. After 4 interviews, I reached to the final guy who was a VP of sales, Mitch Tarica. And I'm hiding in the parking lot, in my car, on the phone. You know, you hide from your employer and take that dentist appointment to go take the interview. And Mitch asked me this question. He goes, well, Mr. Goode, I see here you're delivering 1,000 leads a month, 10 salespeople. I have over 100 people on my sales team, and I need 10,000 leads per month. What makes you think you can do this job? Got kind of quiet. I said, well, Mitch, gotta call you Mitch. He wasn't amused either. I said, Mitch, it's all about the methodology. I know how the process works. I know what to do to make this happen. It's just a question of scale. You give the people, the resources, and a reasonable goal, I can deliver those 10,000 leads for you. And it got real quiet on the phone again. I could hear his eyebrows going up and up. Okay, Mr. Good, we'll give you a shot. And I convinced him on my potential alone. And that's what you have right now. You've demonstrated that you've got potential, and just like Christopher said, you're driven to do more. In a lot of graduation speeches that I hear, people say, I wish they had more practical advice. So I made a list of some things that have worked for me. I'm going to share them with you right now, kind of rapid fire, things that have worked in my career. I've had a long, storied career. A lot of times I had to move sideways to move forward. You may want to move to another industry with the same role to move up. Or try to get the same job within your company in a different department. I had one good friend named Andy who worked for SaveMart, and he was the one who rolled out the new supply chain software. Industry took a turn, he got laid off, and we were sitting there talking about opportunity. He's like, David, I've got this skill set. I said, well, call the vendor that does that software, ask if they have another client that might use your skills. He goes, So he went to work for the vendor that provided the software he had learned, and today he's a full-time employee with Home Depot. So think about, too, how to transfer your skills, which leads me to my next point. Best practical advice I can offer. Say yes, and then figure out how to do it. Right? You don't want to be the person that when someone asks you how to do something that you say, well, that's not really my job. That's not really my department. My department doesn't do that. We're not resourced for that. There's tons of excuses you can use. But here's one that says, yes, I'll do that for you, or I'll find someone else who can. And 9 times out of 10, I'm finding someone else who can. But I added value. I answered yes. I provided a way to connect dots for them. And I encourage you to always be the one who says yes. Okay, so what if the boss comes to you and says, we want you to be on the fun committee. Anybody been on the fun committee before? It's a lot of extra work. Yeah, we have the company picnic, and you got to design the games, get the food, whatever. I got volunteered for the fun committee at Cisco. By the way, WebEx, when I got the job, acquired by Cisco 2 months later. So accidentally fell into the huge company. And at Cisco, I had a hard time trying to find those relationships. There's so many people, so many places for opportunity. It might be for me. And when I got volunteered for the fun committee, I said yes. Ended up being the MC for the games and doing things like that, but it was a lot of extra work at the time. But 6 months later, when I was moving to another job at Cisco, the administrative assistant that I helped during the fun committee was the one who helped make sure my resume was at the top of the pile. And that's really what it's about, is building relationships, saying yes, and then figuring out how to do it later. Now here's another thing from a marketing guy. How do you publicize your success? You don't want to go to a meeting and brag about your accomplishments necessarily. So what I do is I find other people to do it for me. If you ever complete a big project, always ask for someone to write you an email, write a note to your manager. Just talk about what you meant to the project, how you contributed. They couldn't have done it without you. I even write these emails for other people and then let them do it occasionally. And when the email comes back around, I save them all in a giant Word document. I have a Word document I've been saving for the last 10 years. It's 63 pages long. I just checked it again. And I've cut and pasted every email where someone said something nice about me, recommended me, complimented me on what I did. And that will become your story in the next interview. Save all of those positive testimonials. It will help you sell yourself when it comes time for that next career lead. So let's recap. You're going to be promoted on your potential, not necessarily your past. So promote yourself, believe in yourself with enthusiasm. Sometimes you got to move sideways to move forward. And if you can't be with the job you love right now, love the job you're with. Be that person that's fun to work with. Volunteer, say yes, and then figure out how to do it later. publicize your success by using third-party praise and letting others do that for you. And these are the things that are going to set you apart. You've all taken a very important step with your education here today. I congratulate you. You all have tremendous potential that's just beginning to be realized. I'm telling you, the industry needs more people that are driven like you. So go out and do great things. Robinson.